Hello and welcome to OrangeJuiceCast. It's been a while. We are here joined by a man who is known entirely for the fact that he is no longer allowed within 50 metres of any school in North Wales. It's Otis.
It's annoying.
Redacted.
It's annoying because South Wales I lived in, so there's actually really no tangible goods that came from that legislation.
Yeah, so I mean,
Continue to be a menace.
I don't understand the Carmarthenshire legislation of local councils, but you know, whatever, they do them. We are here today to discuss the year, or
2019. What a year!
What a year!
What a year to cap the decade off.
It's been an interesting one, and we're going to talk about all the fun games we played, but mainly the ones that we actually care about.
But first, we had to cancel a Game of the Decade podcast because no one wanted to do it, especially me.
Yeah, no, it's Dark Souls, so
it's
whatever.
Dark Souls. We can't really say much about Dark Souls that we haven't said.
Dark Souls X Bloodborne X Dark Souls, so you know that's it.
There you go.
Dark Souls. That is pretty much the 2019 podcast.
No, because a lot of things came out this year.
Yeah, this year has been good. Let me actually get my list up. I actually haven't got my list open. So
I already had mine open.
Go ahead, you can start.
Oh fuck.
What have you played this
year? I've got it chronological, I think. So even though we spoke about it on the last Game of the Year podcast for some reason, because it was in January, first game is Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
By Capcom. We've already spoken about it. And we said, and continue to say this.
It's fantastic. I mean, to be fair, it's like the first Resident Evil game I've ever played. And I'm a big fat pussy, so I really, really liked it. I thought this was going to be Game of the Year when I first played it. I was like, this is it. We smashed it. And then, lo and behold, about 4 other games came out that...
That's a recurrent trend this year. So, this is Game of the Year, and then another game comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I think that happened to you like 6 times, didn't it?
Probably something like that. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, it's a remake of Resident Evil 2. And you can aim in it. And somehow, it's still a tense and scary situation, even though you have the ability to shoot things in a non-shit environment.
It's, especially coming from I never played the originals, but fixed angles on the camera was the big selling point for the horror. And yet, I don't know, they just...
Tank controls.
Yeah, they just really made a good crafted game, and the Metroidvania sort of level design sort of still holds up quite well, because they've added in... the zombies are just I don't know, I suppose the animations are better, and the setting and the music and everything just sort of works.
And it's more of a resource management thing, because it tells you which rooms you've looted everything from.
Yes.
It's about...
And there literally is a limited... I mean, it's a bit late in the game, there's a bit where you go into the gardens, and there's plant monsters that you can shoot. I didn't know that I actually did everything, but I didn't pick up the fucking flamethrower. And I went...
Very clever.
Yeah, and I was like, whatever, it'll be fine. And I was really low at ammo, and I got to one point where I literally saved locked the game, and I was like, I can't get past here. If I get touched by these enemies, I'm dead. So I had to do this 5 different times where I sprinted past enemies, baited them out, used my last 3 bullets to just barely avoid them. I'd say it's the most tense moment in any video game I've ever played, and I felt so elated when I did it.
Cool.
It's really good. I'm happy I didn't pick up the flamethrower, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of natural moments like that. Especially Mr. X, obviously, who's one of the best implementations of enemy AI, I guess you could say.
It's amazing.
Which is why the next remake is going to be very interesting, because Nemesis is there throughout the entire game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm well in. I need to play 4 because I haven't played that through yet. But I'm very much like, yep, I want to play it, and 7 I want to play.
Yeah. So 3, I think 3, the original 3 is actually kind of a really shitty game because there's pretty much no horror things except for the fact that Nemesis is chasing you, and you're just like walking around Raccoon City like on streets, and it's really brightly lit. So I'm interested to see how they'll do it. It looks like they're doing like partly first person, partly the thing that was in this remake, the third person stuff.
Sure.
So I'm interested to check it out, see how good it is. Hopefully it's good.
I'm interested. I will pick it up immediately as well. It sold me. I'm a big fan now. So yeah. Great game. I'll move on to a game that we both played as well that you introduced me to.
Hang on, does it begin with D and end with Devil May Cry 5?
No, we'll leave that for.
Shit.
No, that's we could do it chronologically, but I think I played this game before that, and it's Void Bastards.
It was after, but we'll talk about it. Okay. There's not much.
Sure. It's a fun little Doom mixed with, what are they called? What the fuck are they called?
Roguelite.
A roguelite with Doom, and it looks like the back of a Monsters Munch packet. Like, I like the art style. Yeah. I like the weird neon design. It was fun. It was a fun little distraction. It was
the thing is, it's like a 20-minute gameplay loop stretched over 20 hours.
Yes.
And I got fucking bored. I did not finish it.
I did not finish it either. I got to like the 3rd level and I was like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah, because it does a thing where it like points out like, oh, you thought you were done. You have to get these things now, lol.
Yeah.
It's like, it does that joke like 3 times. Like, okay, I'm just not going to play.
And I mean, that's the thing with the loop is like, if the gameplay ever changed or ever really, like in Binding of Isaac, like the items you pick up genuinely drastically change how you play the game. Whereas in Void Bastards, it's just sort of like, oh, you shoot the gun a little bit better, you dodge a thing. And so it's like, okay, once I've seen it, I get it. And, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was a good little distraction.
If you can buy it for like a $5, then do that.
Yeah, I agree. What's the next thing you played, my boy?
I'm still going chronological. So the Hypnospace Outlaw, which again I didn't finish because I'm a fucking dumbass and can't figure out puzzles.
I have not played it. I've got it downloaded, ready to play. I haven't played it.
So it's a really interesting game. It's basically an alternate 90s thing where essentially the internet is like a VR thing, and it's implanted in people's dreams, but it's still got that 90s aesthetic. So basically, you're a cop on this internet, and you got to find the people who are doing naughty things, which may or may not amount to like really bureaucratic like copyright strike stuff. And you find a conspiracy and stuff, and it's very cool style, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very hard to figure out because you need to know, like, the basics gameplay is just you're clicking through sites and like citing violations, but finding out how to actually pin a specific crime on someone is the main problem.
Oh, so it sounds a bit like Phoenix Wright almost.
Sort of. There's like an ongoing story and there's like a conspiracy. It's hard to explain without playing it, but I do recommend. It's a really interesting game.
Sure.
And I recommend it.
I certainly will play it after I've finished attempted to finish one of the games that we'll get to right later in the year.
You just need to be a whiz kid you need to know like how to like do computers and sort out file systems.
Okay.
That's actually a big like things that you do in the computer. When you're like looking up a tutorial on how to fix a program, are the sort of things that you do in this game as gameplay.
Interesting.
So yeah, okay. It's very cool.
I'm in on that. See, that was one of the games that also got touted as, oh, this could be the game of the year, and now at this point in the year, it's
really?
Like, I remember hearing people go, this shit is amazing.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about it. I thought it went way under the radar.
When did it come out? Was it before Resident Evil 2?
It's super early. It might have even come out fucking last year. Now I'm thinking, nah.
Maybe. Ape Out, yeah. So that was another game which I played and I was like, okay, I think this was the earliest one because this came out in February. Then Resi 2 came out. like in April.
That was in January.
Was it? Okay, my God. I went from Resi 2 to like Ape Out being like, these could be Game of the Year. Ape Out.
Hypnospace came out March, so there you go.
Oh my, okay. Jesus Christ, this has been a good year. Ape Out is just a really fun game where you control an ape and you pick up and throw enemies and break people as a gorilla with freeform jazz in the background. And that is it.
And that's the whole game.
It's a very simplistic art style, but it has a core concept that it goes through different gameplay aspects very naturally until you get to the climax, and then you do it. It's a fantastic small little game. Really, it's short, sweet, and was quite memorable, if I'm honest.
There's a couple of games like that are basically just albums of gameplay.
Yes.
They came out this year, like Sayonara and Wild Hearts.
Oh yeah, that won like the music award or something at the Gale.
It got nominated for those. I don't know if it actually won anything.
At the game advertisements.
Yeah, but I watched it and it looked like a rhythm game. So
yeah, I mean I like that. I mean Ape Out was very fun with that. It reminded me of Birdman.
Oh really?
Yeah, because it's like the freeform jazz that goes throughout the entire thing, and it's diegetic. And yeah. It's really fun. There's a lot of small fun games that played this year actually, but let's go on to something else you played then, mate.
Yeah, we're in March, which was a big month because 2 AAA games came out. The first one that came out was called Devil May Cry 5.
You mean doing my crunches 5, the fitness game? I'm sorry.
Devil May Cry 5 came out in March. We both played this game. I forced you to play 3.
Yes. As usual, begrudgingly you're right. And I hate how you consistently usually get me. Like when I first played 3, I was like, oh, this is fine. I can see how this would have been a fun PS2 game. It's fine. Like I'm not into combo games, beat 'em ups, or like any real combo heavy, what are they called, action platformers, not action platformers, character action games. But I was like, oh, it's fine. And then I picked up 5 when you recommended it to me, and I was like, oh fuck! Oh, like I actually felt like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, or like I was in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it does everything that it needed to do, and it's everything I wanted as a fan of the series.
Yeah, it was really stylish, and it was so easy to pick up for someone who's absolutely awful at combos and stuff. It made me feel like an absolute king. I got like triple S rank on some stuff, and I was hitting people with a motorcycle, and then it had like amazing music blasting in the background, and
like a lot of other games like that. There's always sections where you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. Like Bayonetta 1 has the afterburner section, the shooter stuff, which is like, okay, don't need this at all.
Sure.
Devil May Cry 4, you fucking have to backtrack through the entire game. 5, there's like no down point. It's literally just all action, and it's like some of the best action ever. You have so many options that you can do. You have an obscene amount of options as Dante. You can have like fucking 12 weapons.
Yeah,
I think maximum.
It's pretty crazy.
And yet you can still comprehend it. So that's why I wanted you to play it as someone who isn't into comboing and shit. I'm partially into comboing.
Yeah.
So I was into that end.
There were so many different styles of gameplay as well. I mean, they all, Nero, Dante, and V, all felt really like unique, which was quite an achievement for me personally. But even then, what really grabbed me was just the stupid, bizarre story, which, I mean, it does tie into the fact that I've been very into JoJo recently, so it's sort of like, oh my goodness, this is like the schlockiest nonsense. But that's fine, because that's entirely what it's going for.
Yeah, Devil May Cry is essentially a soap opera with demons.
Yes.
And this is the plot of Devil May Cry 5 is that fighting each other is really fun So let's just do that.
Yeah. Hey, some doctor made a hat that makes me dance like Michael Jackson.
No, the hat is an enemy from Devil May Cry 4.
Sure.
And Nico's dad is a boss from Devil May Cry 4 who is the mad scientist guy. So he made a hat out of the ghosts, and then she is a fanboy of Dante and gives him the hat, and then he does Michael Jackson.
Okay. And to someone who has absolutely zero knowledge or real remembrance of the previous stories, to me it's just like, hey, here's a cool hat. You look cool, and then he puts on the hat, does Michael Jackson dances, and can throw them at enemies.
Yeah,
and then I laughed so hard when I saw that.
Yeah,
I thought this game is entirely for me.
The one thing that I don't quite like about this game in comparison to mainly 3 is that I feel like 3 had way more over-the-top cutscenes, whereas a lot of the cutscenes in 5 are just them talking.
Yeah.
And nothing really happens except like the dancing stuff.
I do get that. Like, they have bits where they like kick billiard balls into each other that all
3
and they
has
like
so
run
many
down
shit.
a wall and shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna
say, and whatever.
She throws a sword down, impales 5 bats, then shoots a bullet into the sword so it goes even faster. Then he runs faster than the sword so he catches up to it. Nothing quite like that happens in 5.
No,
but it's fine because the gameplay is like some of the best, arguably maybe the best action game ever.
Yeah, I really love the ending as well, where it's just sort of like, like it does end the story if you want it to be. Like they've sort of reconciled their differences and they are just fighting and having a blast like they always wanted to, and it stands right at the end as well, which is great.
Yeah, Nero gets his ultimate power in the credits.
Yes,
which is they could replay the game. None too sadly Tony to replay the game.
Yeah. Thing is though, I could see that being the perfect like revitalizing game for the series. Like, okay, this is it. Everyone's like, yeah, we fucking love this series. That is amazing. And then like it's like, okay, cool. Let's go and play this again and just do. And then they're gonna go for Devil May Cry 6 and just like absolutely go bonkers with it.
Yeah.
Like,
my idea for this series is that they should cross it with a Yakuza style open world. So that you're
I'd buy that in a fucking heartbeat, my boy.
So that you're Dante and he has to do like jobs from his fucking from his office, and some of them are just like wacky shit.
Like that Fist of the North Star game where he has to like mix drinks.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like that. That would
exactly that.
I think that would be Game of the Year personally.
Devil May Cry 5 is good.
I'm shocked how much I love this game. Like this was like, okay, this is definitely Game of the Year for me. Like, it's beating out Ape Out, it's beating out Resident Evil 2. It's like 100%, no worries. Like, can't believe this has happened to me. Fair play. And then I don't even think it's in my top 3.
Honestly, me too.
No,
even
it's
though
not. Yeah. You were coming over this game right at the start, and it's still like... Oh,
it's genuinely like one of my favourite games to play.
Yes.
Like, to experience the gameplay. Like, I will be going back to this time and time again, probably. But definitely not Game of the Year.
Sure.
If that...
No, that makes sense. Yeah, what a great game. Okay.
After that...
Yeah, go on.
Right after that came out a game that we've already talked about.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I forgot Sekiro came out.
And that's the problem.
Oh my god, that won the Game Advertisements Game of the Year as well.
Game advertising. I guess it was basically just advertisements, but yeah.
See, this is the thing. From Software, they could sell me a disc, which is essentially a cock in a case, and to play it, I have to suck it until it comes in my mouth, and I will play it 5 times. Because it's From Software. They can do no wrong. And what they've actually done is probably crafted one of the best combat systems in worlds and games. Yes. Still up to the standards of like Dark Souls.
Yeah, and it's an evolution of the Souls stuff.
But the only difference is that it's a one and done linear narrative, basically. Yeah. Except with a couple of branching things, but nothing too major. Yeah. Whereas Dark Souls is almost infinitely replayable.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I think. It brought to light the fact that Souls gameplay is a fun challenge, but it's actually not...
It's not about the challenge as well. It's about the fan community almost.
And the world and the variety.
Yes. I want to be Shrek this time. Oh no, I want to be Fire Wizard. Oh no, I want to be whipping everyone this time. You know, in this it's you fight excellent combat with a sword. I mean, not a bad thing at all. This once again, this game was easily like, oh, this could be Game of the Year. Like,
it could be.
Like, I had a blast playing through it. Even the bosses I didn't particularly like, the ape, I really enjoyed their design. And, like, I did enjoy this game a lot. I really enjoyed it. And it's like, oh, wow, great. But the problem is, I don't know.
Never play it again.
No, I'll never play it again. Unless they have, like, an amazing DLC, which they might do.
I doubt it.
I actually doubt at this point, now that they're doing Elden Ring.
Way too late.
But it's weird that I've got a From Software game that came out that wasn't a bad game. It was a fantastic game in all rights. But it's not even in my top 5 this year.
Yeah. But we did see Vin Diesel shake Hidetaka Miyazaki's hand on stage.
Oh yeah. Oh god. So that poor man. That man has done everything to drag the fucking game industry out of the mud to, like, you know, do his best to actually make, you know, it an art form.
And his drunk Vin Diesel.
Oh, that poor boy. Do you know what? I didn't even have that on my list of games. Which is a shame. You should buy Sekiro and play it. It is fantastic. It's probably the hardest game I've played for a long time because I'm bad at games. I found it harder.
It demands like a thing that an amount of skill that most games do not demand.
Yes.
As a like base entry level sort of thing.
Like the first boss is probably going to be too hard for a lot of people, and that's not even like Dark Souls. Like, oh, the tutorial boss is where 90% of gamers turn. No. The first boss is really hard. Then the second boss is like people are like, I don't even know what to do. It's too hard. Is this the final boss? Like,
what is the first boss?
So there's
Butterfly.
No, that's the second boss. The first boss is.
Oh yeah, the horseman.
Yeah, Gobu.
Yeah.
And then Lady Butterfly is when you see all the videos on YouTube like, fuck, I can't do this. This is fucking impossible. People are Twitch streaming it like, this is not fair. Fucking hate this game. You know.
Get good.
Yeah, get good.
Am I right?
Play that game. And then Elden Ring is going to come out, hopefully smash everything.
Yeah, if you're looking for a Dark Souls combat experience taken to the nth degree that you can play once and then put down and not think about, then play Sekiro.
Yes, I really wish the one thing I added to this game was one-on-one combat. I feel like this would be designed for it. But yeah, Sekiro, buy it. It's good. I do wish it had one-on-one combat though.
You mean online?
I don't know. You probably disagree, but I feel like everything could, you know, all the moves and everything combined with like, I mean, it'd be a nightmare to code, but I could see that being like the perfect fighting game, pretty much.
It's called For Honor.
Oh, whatever, mate. All right, dickhead. So yeah, I'll move on to a game I played, which I'm not sure that you played. So I'll be quite quick with this.
Exciting.
Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night.
That is a game that came out.
Mm-hmm. It is a Castlevania Symphony of the Night ripoff.
With bad graphics.
Yes, it's got very bad graphics. It was very fun to play, though.
Yeah, it seems like it would be.
I mean, it's not...
It seems like Castlevania.
It was never going to be, like, Game of the Year, but it's just... Oh, it's a good Castlevania game. Great, fun, cool.
But you've never played Symphony of the Night.
I still haven't,
so
no.
You can't quite compare it to that.
No.
Symphony of the Night is dog shit.
Is it? Well,
no,
the thing is...
It's fine. It's fine. It's worse Super Metroid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Super Metroid completely transcends this game, because there's a couple of areas where it was so confusing that I genuinely had to look up a walkthrough. And it was
like Castlevania.
It was so bizarre, like, oh, you have to kill this, you have to farm this one enemy until you get this weirdly specific ability, which then it jankily pushes you through water to get through to the next area. And I was like, there's no fucking way I would ever think to do that.
In Symphony of the Night, you have to beat like 2, I think, secret bosses. I might be misremembering this, but you need to do some like really out of the way shit, or else you miss literally half the game. Like the game literally ends at the halfway point. If you don't.
You will like it will be Richter will be the boss, but if you don't do something, then it's quite similar to this. Like I
assume it's a reference to that sort of thing.
Sure, yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff. There's a lot of secret bosses or whatever. I found that there had the ability to become overpowered really early on. If you just
happen to get a random drop, maybe.
Basically, well, no, I really upgraded this one ability that was just like incredibly powerful. But it was fun. I recommend playing it, but don't pay like 40 quid or whatever it was. I think I paid like 20 quid. So
yeah, I think it's still like 30 something.
Is it really?
Madness.
20 quid is what it's worth, and I mean it's really fun. It is a really fun game. I liked it a lot. But I don't have much more to say about it, considering it's quite low on the pile, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's one that I might check out.
Go ahead. What else have you played?
Cadence of Hyrule.
Oh shit! I haven't got that on the list either. Yeah, I played that too.
Not really much to say except that it's really good.
Yeah, it's Dance the Necro Dancer. No wait, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, but has really good Zelda music.
And randomly generated Zelda levels that are actually competent. And the fact that it reduces... Like, I didn't realize at first... Like, I thought that it was... I didn't realize that at first. I thought that it was, like, all designed, like, a level, and it just happened to have the rhythm stuff. Then I realized, oh, wait, the entire fucking map and every single dungeon is randomly generated. It's like,
That is actually quite impressive. I didn't realize that either. I knew stuff about it, like certain things moved around, but because I pretty much didn't die, like I stayed alive after the first 2 deaths, pretty much for the whole game. So everything had this randomly generated, but it stayed that way because I didn't die.
Yeah, I know the dungeons at least, but it's really impressive how they did that. It's just a good game.
It's a very good game. I would like to see. I don't know if there could be any more series that could do that, but maybe even a sequel to just Cadence of Hyrule, just have another. Like, I'd love to see that sort of stuff again. And I really like that Nintendo are giving their licenses over to small indie studios.
Yeah.
I would love to see like Clay or Ed McMillan or something, or even like the Stardew Valley people could do with some of the licenses.
Yeah, or give Team Cherry fucking Metroid.
Oh my goodness, yes please.
Obviously.
God. Oh, that is the point. I played Hollow Knight again this year because I sort of played a little bit and I was like, I wasn't that impressed, and I tried it again on the Switch and it was fantastic. Loved it. What a game.
Yeah. I did the exact same thing, but I didn't finish it the second time either.
Oh really?
But I should do.
I thought Silk Song was like a DLC, but now I know it's the second game.
It has like over. What the fuck did they say? It was like over 100 enemies.
Yeah.
Over 100 different enemies. It's fucking ridiculous.
Those guys they're quickly becoming some of the, hot new talent, shall we say?
Yeah. Down from Australia or whatever.
Yeah. Really great, really great. I'll just quickly knock out 2 games that I played.
Okay.
I don't know, because you might want to talk about one of these though. So
I also
first
have 2 games I'll knock out 2 games.
How many more have you got?
Multiple.
Okay, so have I. Okay, My Friend Pedro, I'll start with. It's fun. It's a fun little... It's so short and sweet. It's made by Devolver... Well, it's published by Devolver Digital. It's
a Devolver game.
Yeah, it's like a... I can't even... it's like sort of Contra, but you can... Do you remember like Madness? Or like...
Yes.
What was the
That's
game?
A good comparison.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. It's got like a
There was a Madness game. I don't know if you played that.
Yes, I did play that, yeah. It reminds me a lot of that. It's got that sort of style. And a little bit of that humour.
a bit too wild and uncontrollable from looking at it. It looks like it's really hard to do stylish shit.
It's really not. It's very simple.
Okay.
Which is quite. I mean, it's very. You kick a pan up in the air and do some cool stuff. The only stuff I found iffy was you can ride a skateboard, and
I
you
saw
jump
that. I
off a
did see
skateboard and like shoot. But I found the skateboarding controls and the way you jump off and stuff a bit unresponsive and doesn't work properly. But everything else is like great. Like you shoot a pan up in the air and shoot the pan and stuff. No, it's great. It's fun and it's short and sweet and no, I can't complain. It goes through everything and does everything perfectly. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I really enjoy games that are just long enough to not be boring. Like you play like The Witcher or something. It's 75 fucking hours long. I don't have fucking time for that.
Interesting. I was trying to think of a segue, but none of the games on my list are too long.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's good. That's good. That is good. Go on, tell me another one.
Yeah, I'll knock out this one. Samurai Showdown is a fighting game. It's a good fighting game because it's very simple. It reduces like fucking frame data on block. Throw that out the window. Combos, throw it out the window. Just fucking do a normal into a special. Big damage. It's satisfying. It's punishing. I feel like I could pick it up anytime after any amount of time and enjoy it again without thinking too much about it. There you go. I recommend it if you like fighting games.
Good. I have nothing more to input. It has become quite a big thing though because it was in Evo and stuff this year though. So,
it probably won't be next year.
No, probably not.
But
it's never good for them.
Yeah, it's a decent game. Bad netcode. Fucking Arxis put rollback in Guilty Gear, or else I'm not buying it.
Someone out there might understand what he just said.
So Matt understands it, and he's listening. Actually, probably doesn't. Maybe he does. Yeah, that's Samurai Showdown.
I've got a game that you've played, which I'll talk about. But if
does it begin with F?
No, go ahead.
Well, no, because we're both going to talk about the F game.
Okay, talk about one of the games that you probably think you've played that I haven't.
Okay, that you haven't. Link's Awakening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that if you take Pong, increase the resolution, and add graphics to it, it's still Pong?
Is that so?
That's so. That's my review of Link's Awakening.
I remember you messaged me and said, Jazz, what do I do in Dungeon 2? I have no fucking clue how to get through here.
Yeah, that's to the game's credit, to be fair.
I don't know, because I immediately went, I know exactly the point you're at, and it is completely bizarre and dumb that it's still in the game without any hinting as to what to do. Like, it's only used once in the entire game, and it's completely counterintuitive. And you throw a fucking pot against a locked door.
So, at the same... While that is a problem, right, that's also a credit to it as a remake. Like, it is a fantastic one-to-one remake of a Game Boy game.
Like, that's fine, but I feel like, you know, the idea of a remake is to fix some of the problems that the old games have as well.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get into that with my goatee. But regardless, Link's Awakening, it looks nice. The Switch can barely fucking run it, which is unacceptable for a 2D game. Well,
that is
you know what I mean.
Unacceptable.
It is quite unacceptable. I didn't fucking finish it because I didn't know where the fuck to go.
Really?
I don't really care to be honest. It feels, the design, it feels like, so every time you get a new item, it's like, the world will finally open up to me. I can finally get to new areas. One screen into the new area, you see that there's another thing blocking your path. It's like, okay, fuck it. Fuck it.
I know what you mean.
Especially after Cadence of Hyrule sort of proved that like you can just like randomly generate Zelda levels now. And then you've got this, and it's so basic. It's like, I don't care.
It was what, like the fourth? Was it the fourth Zelda game? I want to say it's before Link's
I think it
Ocarina
was
of Time.
Yeah, I think it was on before.
And I mean, I enjoyed it as a kid. I played it on Game Boy, and I was like, oh, cool. But, like, it really hasn't aged well mechanically.
No. And you still have to fucking assign the rocks for her. So, it puts
it's so stupid.
It puts the Pegasus boots, the shield, and the sword on different buttons, which is good. But then you still have to assign one of the 2 item slots to the rocks for her because you use it all the time. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
I know. It's like they have some good ideas, but then stop halfway through. They do a half job. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Can you polish a game that's just like it's too? You'd have to redesign a lot of that game in general, but I don't know. It was like one of those. It was still trying to find its feet after Link to the Past, but
it's distinct from Link to the Past in that it's way the open world is less open.
Yes. Also, I heard that the dungeon designing stuff was absolutely fucking god awful.
I've also heard that. I didn't bother with it.
Yeah. Well,
because
you make Zelda Maker.
You just take rooms from the pre-existing dungeons and slap them together.
That is so shit.
It's like that's not exactly how.
That is works. So bad.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I would play it. I would play it if it cost £15 or less.
Yes, exactly. It should not be a full price game.
It's like 45 quid. I looked in Game Today and it's 45 quid.
And it will never go down because it's a Nintendo game.
No, Breath of the Wild is still 60 quid.
Exactly.
I don't even think I paid 60 quid on launch. Like, how is it still so expensive?
Because it's the best game ever.
I mean, it is, yeah, but
it's pretty good. Looking forward to the sequel.
I might do if I see a good trailer. Okay, I'll move on to. I've got pretty much the worst game I played this year, the 3 best games I've played this year, and then another game which was fine. And so I'm going to talk about the game that was fine.
Okay.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds?
Yes.
Not Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds.
Get that nonsense out of it. Outer Worlds.
The Outer
second
Worlds.
Worst game that starts with Outer W.
That's set in space, exclusive to their
Yeah. It was a Fallout game that is set in space, that is quite funny against capitalism, and really shows Bethesda's shortcomings.
Yeah.
It was perfectly fun. It wasn't too long, and I enjoyed the characters and setting quite a lot.
Yes.
But it was still a Fallout game in that, I don't know, like there was like 3 enemy types. There wasn't much variance in the quests.
Yeah.
And
the storytelling is still just dialogue.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's just like, I don't like this because you have to spend money on your coffin. We shouldn't let that happen. Go to this place now and shoot them in the face. It's like, okay. But I did like all the side characters. I mean, I didn't play enough of 4. I did play a lot of 4, but I didn't play enough to sort of get attached to it. And I haven't played that much of 3, if I'm honest. So I'm a bit of a plebeian here. But it's fine. It's good. It's a fun little game. I played it most days.
Yeah.
And then beat it, and I was like, cool, I will never play this again. But happy that I played it.
Yes, essentially. I mean, well written.
I laughed a lot at it, and that is because it made jokes that were funny.
Yes.
Which is good. That's good writing, and I'm sure it will get a bunch of money, and it will get a sequel, and then I'll play that. So good.
Adequate gameplay. I give it 7 out of 10.
That's about what I'd give it as well. Good for them. I hope they continue shitting on Bethesda.
Yeah. Yeah, the best part about it is the fact that it invalidates Bethesda.
Yes.
By far.
Yeah, absolutely. It vindicates everything that Obsidian ever did, I think.
Fallout first, eh? Let's
Yeah.
talk about... No.
No fucking way.
No fucking way. Let's talk about another game that we both play. Called... There's 2 on the Switch that we both played. Which one do you want to talk about?
Jesus Christ, I've got 4 games left. I've clearly forgotten this game again.
Astral Chain.
Oh my god, I did forget about this. Yes, Astral Chain.
Astral Chain is the second character action game that came out this year. It's pretty good.
Yes. I still haven't beaten it because my Switch is with Christy currently, who is playing through Breath of the Wild again. For the 6th time.
This is sort of like every single Platinum game mashed together. In that you've got the Metal Gear Rising fucking, what's it called? Zandatsu, whatever the fuck it's called. Where you rip out their spines and crush them and gain power. You've got Bayonetta Witch Time. You've got all sorts. You've got the near dodge mechanics.
Yes.
All that sort of stuff.
It's a little bit like Nier with the UI and stuff as well.
And the good thing about every Platinum game is that they take the combat stuff and they mix it in with the non-combat stuff. So they're doing like the pulling the arrow out, fucking doing sword shit when you're running around the levels.
I really like how well they integrated the chain into the actual gameplay.
Yeah,
I thought Astral Chain or whatever, that's just like standard anime title, but no, the chain is genuinely the main mechanic.
It is. It's sort of like V in Devil May Cry 5, except you have a much greater degree of control over your Legion guy.
Yes.
If you like character action games, then you'll probably like this. However, because Nintendo put so much money into it, what I think happened was they wanted to make... Because most Platinum games are like 7 hours, and it's just pure action for the entire time.
Yes.
This one, you've got a lot of downtime doing like police investigation stuff, which is a nice change of pace. However, there's way too much fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's the thing, is if this game was like 13 hours long, then you have 2 bits where you become a cop and you like run around the city and you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing good for the citizens. It's like fine. But in this game, which is what, 20, 30 hours long?
Then I think it took me 30 hours, yeah.
It does drag a little bit. I mean, I'm like, okay. I mean, usually it's like in a Platinum games that I've played, it's like, okay, now we're in the fucking motorcycle level, baby. Woo! And it's like, oh shit, dog, I'm having a great time.
Whereas this is like, bring this ice cream to the little girl. Balance these fucking boxes.
And then even then it goes to like 3 levels on the trot where you walk around, investigate something, go into a weird world, fight loads of weird creatures in the same looking world. Oh, fun gameplay, but then it's like, okay, I get a new ability. Very overwhelming. Cool. It is.
The combat seems so overwhelming because you've got so many options that you can do, and a lot of them seem to cross over. But once you get into it, as I did, because I'm a master of character action, it's very, very spectacly. It's a great spectacle. It's a lot of fun. There's too much bullshit.
I will go back and beat it.
For the record, I did S+ everything on normal. So I know what the bullshit is. And there's some bullshit rankings. Same with Devil May Cry 5, actually. The ranking in some levels in that to get S rank is bullshit. This one especially is bullshit because the game, how it does saves and resets and stuff, you have to like fucking close the game sometimes to restart a level. If you're S+ing it, So I did that. I recommend it if you're into that sort of thing.
I'm bad at character acting games, but I still found it fun. Not nearly as good as Devil May Cry 5, but...
Yeah, that's the main thing to take away. There's 2 character action games that came out, and Devil May Cry 5 is the one you should play.